DeFi is killing it right now. Every day it seems like new projects are popping up on my radar. And look, it's hard to ignore some of the gains these projects are making. And time is of the essence. When Bitcoin finally pops off and climbs above 10K, there's a good chance some of these DeFi gains slow down. Maybe not, but that's the most likely scenario. Today, we're going to pin two of the hottest DeFi projects against each other, Reserve and Ampleforth, to find out which one is the better opportunity for you to make that Skrilla. Let's get it. Welcome to BitBoyCrypto, the hardest working channel in cryptocurrency. If you're new, hit that subscribe button and join both my Telegram groups to learn more about crypto or connect with me and the Bit Squad. All right, guys, today we are going to be discussing Reserve Rights and Ampleforth, pitting two of the hottest DeFi projects head-to-head in the inaugural episode of Blockchain Battles. In this series, we're going to take two projects, tell you which one's better. Pretty simple. And today, we have a true DeFi deathmatch between two heavyweights. And if you're invested in one of these cryptos or are considering it, then you're definitely going to want to watch this video all the way to the very end because I have a very special message for you. All right, guys, let's go ahead and kick it off looking at Reserve. So Reserve is a flexible pool of stablecoins designed to reduce risk through diversification and decentralized governance. However, to everyday users, Reserve is just an app for buying, hodling, and spending digital US dollars. Can you hodl dollars? I don't know. But Reserve is marketed as the digital currency for countries with high inflation, like Venezuela or Zimbabwe, to name two countries that suffer from severe cases of inflation. The Reserve project uses two cryptocurrencies specifically. Reserve, or RSV, which is the stable cryptocurrency that's economically and legally robust at any scale, decentralized, 100% asset-backed, and funded by top Silicon Valley investors. And you also have Reserve Rights, or RSR. This is the fluctuating protocol token that plays a role in stabilizing RSV and confers the cryptographic right to purchase excess Reserve tokens as the network grows. Although, the Reserve protocol actually interacts with three kinds of tokens. The RSV that we've already talked about is stable cryptocurrency that can be held and spent the way we use US dollars and other stable fiat money. RSR, a cryptocurrency used to facilitate the stability of the Reserve token, but also third, collateral tokens. These are other assets that are held by the Reserve smart contracts in order to back the value of the Reserve token, similarly to when the US government used to back the US dollar with gold. I know a lot of people think it still is. But the protocol is designed to hold collateral tokens worth at least 100% of the value of all Reserve tokens. Many of the collateral tokens would be tokenized real-world assets, such as tokenized bonds, property, and commodities. The portfolio will start off relatively simple and diversify over time as more asset classes are tokenized. Now, in order to complete their goals, the Reserve team notes the project will move through three different phases that are increasingly decentralized. Reserve's creators think that cryptocurrencies are a far better form of money, but they need to be both accessible and a store of value that can be leveraged as a unit of account. So the project's first phase will be more centralized, where reserves are backed by collateral and pegged to the United States dollar, a risky proposition. The second phase aims to utilize a basket of assets and still keeps the USD peg. And in the third and last phase, the Reserve team said, is the dollar peg, which would be abandoned to stabilize the real purchasing power of Reserve. Now look, I think RSR is a great project. People are making money with it, and that's a great thing. But as RSR is attached to the dollar, I feel that could bring the project down a bit in the eyes of some. And also, the roadmap for decentralization of this project is also a little clunky in my opinion. So I'm going to give RSR 3 out of 5 stars. Still a pretty good ranking. But I think it's got a lot of things to like, but I do believe that there are better projects out there. But don't get me wrong, it's still gonna pump in its efforts to bring sound money principles back to currency. So speaking of sound money, that brings us to our challenger, Ampleforth, which seeks to be a sound form of money built on adaptive economics. That's important. Unlike RSR, AMPL uses adaptive economics and does not operate based off of a basket of currencies in its protocol. The other big difference between the two is one seeks to protect against inflation. The other, AMPL, seeks to create inflation as a good thing within its ecosystem. And buckle up, that could be coming soon. But AMPL argues its use case on its website stating the following. Demand for currencies is volatile. Varying economic circumstances like recessions, booms, and technological advances affect how much currency people want to hold. In the case of fixed supply currencies like gold, silver, and Bitcoin, these changes in demand are expressed entirely by changes in the value of the currency. This means the volatility of demand translates into the price of anything denominated in that currency, including contracts and, more notably, debt. For this reason, sudden shocks in demand can destabilize ecosystems supported by fixed supply assets. The greater the complexity of an ecosystem built on fixed supply assets, the greater the risk of cascading failure. To address the issue, AMPL has the ability to fairly and automatically adjust its supply in response to demand, without any need for a bank. AMPL is nicknamed the elastic cryptocurrency due to its ability to expand and contract its supply in response to the demand that it is seeing. So while reserve rights is used to facilitate the stability of the reserve token, AMPL from Ampleforth is redefining how money works, combining the best of Bitcoin, cryptocurrency, and stablecoins. The protocol's unique token dynamics make it a promising form of collateral for DeFi. While Reserve is a stablecoin, AMPL is not entirely a stablecoin because it doesn't eliminate volatility. Its protocol aims to reduce volatility, not totally get rid of it. Ampleforth protocol's implementation of counter-cyclical economic policy sets it apart from other DeFi protocols, especially Reserve. Simply put, this means if the demand for AMPL increases, the supply of the tokens also increases to offset changes in price. This counter-cyclical nature is desirable from an investment perspective as it gives AMPL a low correlation to the likes of Bitcoin and Ethereum. In economics, equilibrium is defined as a state where demand and supply in a market find the perfect balance with each other. For Ampleforth, equilibrium is a state when a change in demand results in a one-for-one change in supply. For example, if there are 100,000 AMPLs and price increases from $1 to $2 as a result of explosive market demand, then the network will set its target price at $1 and expand supply by 100,000 AMPL. The supply would increase from 100,000 AMPLs to 200,000 AMPLs in a process known as a rebase. Rebases do not dilute existing token holders. Think of it as owning a fixed percentage of the network rather than a fixed amount of tokens. Further, it is executed in a decentralized manner using the unique capabilities of ERC20 tokens. Now, Ampleforth builds in a financial incentive for users to help the network reach equilibrium. The network depends on profit-seeking traders to restore equilibrium on the demand side once the change in supply goes through. As an asset whose price is determined by the free market, arbitrageurs can sell their newly credited AMPLs for $2, creating market pressure and bringing AMPL's price back to equilibrium of $1. The core utility of AMPL is to serve as a medium of exchange. Ampleforth can scale supply to meet the demands of billions of users, but it can also contract supply if it's only serving 1,000 users. AMPL's elastic supply makes it an ideal asset to build a digital economy around. For this reason, it has the ability to become the perfect form of collateral for DeFi. Its counter-cyclical behavior also makes it a good addition to a crypto portfolio, allowing its value to increase with ease. AMPL is designed to be used as a monetary base, a form of guarantee to be used as part of a centralized or decentralized banking system, similar to how gold was used for the decline of the Bretton Woods agreements, which of course got us off the gold standard. On June 23rd, AMPL traded above its price threshold of $1.06 and never looked back, according to Delphi Digital's Paul Burlage. For example, on July 19th, the token was trading at $2.95, nearly 3 times its target price. Under the rules of the protocol, the supply automatically increased by 16% at the end of the 24-hour period, according to Ampleforth's dashboard. If you want to go further back, last year at one point, AMPL had only a $10 million market cap. Today it's $300 million plus. If that's not saying something, I don't know what is. Analysts believe that AMPL still hasn't hit the peak and has room to grow its market cap. AMPL could be the next big thing in DeFi or might already be in the process of becoming it. For this reason and all of the underlying fundamentals, AMPL receives a 5 out of 5 stars and is a recommended long-term hodl. Now, with all that said, AMPL is our winner against reserve rights in today's blockchain battle. AMPL is trading right now on Uniswap, Bitfinex, KuCoin, and Kyber, and I recommend you pick up a bag of AMPL after it dips and hodl for the long term. And the long term is important here because a little birdie recently sang me a song about an upcoming change to AMPL supply, just like we discussed earlier. Now, that elasticity of the supply is vitally important to the long-term health of AMPL. However, you can imagine if, let's say, there was a huge increase of supply coming into AMPL in the next few days, it could hurt the price pretty significantly. And that could be coming sooner rather than later if you're picking up what I'm putting down. So be careful out there. And while I do believe AMPL is worth a scoop, my personal advice to you would be to wait until maybe mid to late next week before you want to go ahead and add some to your bag unless you don't care about the day-to-day price at all. But now it's your turn. Do you guys think I got this one right? If not, drop me a comment on why you think I should have taken RSR over AMPL. I mean, I had ample opportunity to do so already, but hey, I reserve the right to be wrong. I hate myself. I just usually don't use it. Also, let me know which projects you would like to see enter the blockchain battle arena. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to smash the like button and hit subscribe to become a member of the Bit Squad. Thank you so much for watching. Have a blessed day. BitBoy out.